We talk about how these extremists are standing in the way of getting work done in Washington, and we talk about regular order and everything else. I hope the White House doesn't dismiss out of hand this sort of trade-off, which is Ukraine funding and border security funding going way up. And the reason I say that is that not only helps Republicans, getting Republicans on board, that's going to help a lot of Democrats as well in districts. It'll help Republicans and Democrats in swing districts, because I think a lot of Americans, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, will say, wait a second, we're spending all this money on Ukraine, and yet you look at what's happening at the southern border. Both are important. We should do both. Let's wrap it all up in a bill. And that way, I mean, if you're looking at it politically, like Joe Biden, you also put yourself in a position where if GOP extremists vote against that bill, they're voting against, say, the biggest funding increase in border security in American history. Let them take that home and try to justify that.
Yeah, it's so funny. I was driving, listening to McCarthy over the weekend with my husband in the car, and he was asking exactly that same question. He was saying, but, well, why are they tiring the border to Ukraine? He's very keen on more Ukraine funding. And I was saying, well, look, actually, it makes a lot of political sense because it allows members to go back to their districts and puncture the argument that the White House is not looking after Americans at home, but is looking after Ukrainians on the other side of the Atlantic. I mean, look, the counter is that there will always be those in the Republican Party, it seems at the moment, given the changes that this Republican Party is, there will always be those who will find some reason not to want to support Ukraine, whether it's the border or something else, or not spending enough on something else back in the States. But this is such a potent issue at the moment, with these images of people coming across, and there are clearly so many people coming through the border. You've got them camping out in hotels in New York City, that I think it is a way to help, as you say, not just to help Republicans, but to help Democrats as well.
Well, yeah, and the timing, and I'm sure, Jackie, you hear about it on the Hill all the time. The timing is perfect. This is where you take the opportunity that is before you and say, okay, we'll compromise with you while doing something that's, good for everybody. It'd be good for the White House. Again, I think if the White House just sort of sticks their feet in cement and go, no, we're not going to do that, I think they're missing a great opportunity here, because talk about the rising pressure, not just in conservative districts, but all districts, about the illegal immigration crisis, whether you're talking about on the border in Texas, California, or New York City.
Yeah, Joe, although this idea is sounding a bit too rational for this House GOP conference that has not been governed by rationality in any way. Although this weekend, what ultimately forced House Democrats and House Republicans' hands was putting forth a bill that some Democrats, especially ones in vulnerable districts, just couldn't vote against, despite the reluctance to cooperate with McCarthy. This is like a good patchwork solution here, but it does require everything sort of falling perfectly into place. And it also requires McCarthy to continue to try to put his job as Speaker, continuing the government to function, funding the government, which is really the number one job that congressional House lawmakers have. They are appropriators as mandated in the Constitution, first and foremost. But he has consistently put forward the speakership and his desire to keep his job before everything else. So we'll see which ultimately, again, he decides to put first.
All right, the Washington Post, Jackie Alemany, thank you so much. And I'll tell you, if I were Joe Biden, if I were advising Joe Biden, I would say, listen, you have an unbelievable opportunity here.
Yeah.
Where you increase funding for Ukraine, you continue the funding there, but you don't do a halfway measure on the border. This is an unprecedented crisis on the border. That calls for an unprecedented action, and some people in his base are not going to like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's what compromise is. Like Lyndon Johnson is like, I want 51 votes. If we got 65, 68 votes, then I didn't push the compromise enough. I want 51 votes, which means I offended people on both sides on the extreme, and we got everything in there we could possibly get in there. That's what Joe Biden needs to do here. We're always hearing, oh, well, these people keep streaming across the border because we don't have enough border agents. We don't have enough judges. We don't have enough this. We don't have enough that. Well, there aren't resources to take care of this. And I'm sorry, but going around on the campaign trail and talking about what's happening in Central America, that's not going to help anybody. There's a crisis at the border right now that has to be taken care of first.
And it'll take Democrats and Republicans to do that.
It'll take Democrats and Republicans to do it. You've got a great opportunity to do it here. And these holistic problems, right? Other countries, the reason why they're coming up here, well, that is long term. And you know it's long term. That doesn't work on the campaign trail. Actually, give people the resources they need on the border. Give them the judges. Give them the security.
That takes Republicans.
Give everybody what they need. The border security people, and this is a great opportunity to do it. Don't listen to the extremes on both sides. Do what's the right thing. And I will say, if you do what the right thing is to bring some order to the border, he actually, anytime Donald Trump brings up the border, he goes, wait, what are you talking about? I funded the border more than you ever did.
Right.
I spent more money on the border than you ever did with your imaginary wall that you had up in your mind. And you said you were going to build this great, beautiful gold wall with one door in the middle of it.
Climb right over.
You never did it.
Okay.
You never did it. Republicans even said that was a stupid idea when they were in charge of Washington, D.C. You never did it, Donald. But I'll tell you what, I did. And this is what I did. And then you just start ticking down the list of it. And I'll tell you, the American people want that. Our border agents need that. And it's a win-win.
And an opportunity to hold the Republicans accountable for their part of this process, or to work with them.
Well,
we'll see.
And by the way, if the Republicans vote no on that,
I mean, that's on them.
Good luck defending that in the swing district.
Coming up.